Hello friends! I wanted to bring you along with me on two things today. I wanted to bring you along with me on my lovely hike. You can see the hiking trail here, I think. And you can see, I don't know, can you see it? The Ohio River here in the background? Yeah, there it is. Okay. And two things I love, hiking, and I love Malawi. So I want to bring you along with me to Malawi, Africa. I went there in 2009. We want to go back next year with my girls. That's actually not what I'm going to talk to you about today. We'll talk about that some other time. But I want to tell you about 2009. So let's go on a trip. So we landed in the airport and I could see the villages from the airplane. And then I later got to go to the villages. And I really never thought that I would see something like this in the 21st century. So, but the villages have well, I would say the architecture would be like in the style of like mid-century mud hut. We got handcrafted brick, one room kind of deals going on. And there's no electricity, there's no running water. Well, actually there is running water. It's kind of more like that river down there that's running, and you got to run with a bucket down to get the water. But anyway, and so the people they live in their little house. They store their food in their house, they sleep. It's usually just like a one-room deal. And the way that people live there is that they survive on, a lot of them, on subsistence farming. And what that looks like is that you grow corn, you harvest it, you take it to the mill, you get it ground into like a cornmeal, and they put it in these like grain bags. I think I have some pictures to share with you. And then you store it in your house and use it to make a food called nsima, which is kind of like the consistency of like really thick mashed potatoes. It's kind of a staple in the Malawian diet. And so in an ideal year, you will harvest enough food to get you through to the next year. But this year was not an ideal year. So earlier there was a lot of flooding, followed by drought. And the yields from the crops were really low. And it was already projected that a lot of people were going to be struggling with hunger before the next harvest could come in. I'm going uphill and I'm getting out of breath. I need to do this more often. Okay, I digress. And so, just recently in the past couple weeks, a monster storm hit Malawi and it knocked down a lot of these houses. It flooded a lot of the food stores, and there's a lot of people who had their entire year's worth of food completely washed away or destroyed by the water, and kind of left with nothing. And so officials are predicting that about 2.8 million people in Malawi, which is already the third poorest country in the world, are at risk for, well, you know, they call it food insecurity, which basically means like starvation. And you would say that 2.8 million people is a pretty big problem. Why am I telling you this? Like, what can we do about it? And there is something that we can do about it. We can really make a difference in Malawi. I'm going to stop here because it's pretty. There's a river in the background and I'm out of breath. And so we can make, together, a big difference in Malawi. And, hang on. Okay, back. I can talk now. Okay. So, what we at Circle of Hope do really well, one of the big things that we do really well, is helping to feed people. And so, the goal that Circle of Hope has is to raise $40,000 by the end of November. And what that's going to do is that's going to provide the kids that are in the education program at Circle of Hope a hot lunch and a hot breakfast every day. So at least that we know that they're getting to eat 2 times a day, 2, instead of 1 or maybe none. And the other thing that Circle of Hope does really well is kind of like a beacon to the community. People know that they can receive help there, and so when the hungry season hits, which is going to hit a lot earlier this year, people will be coming to the Grace Center and asking for help. And Circle of Hope, we want to be able to provide a bag of grain, some kind of food, so that they are not starving. And so all of that takes funding, and it takes a lot of people to come together to make something like this happen. I would like to be able to just give $40,000 and be like, there, I helped feed all of you. But I unfortunately cannot do that. And so that's where you guys come in. And so what I'm asking people to do is 3 things. First, I would like you to consider this. So when you are getting ready to have your big Thanksgiving feast in exactly a week now, is it Thursday? Yeah, it's Thursday. So in exactly 1 week, I would like you to let people know ahead of time that you are going to have an opportunity for people to be generous at your Thanksgiving celebration to help feed people who are struggling with starvation. That means bring your checkbook. Okay, second thing, I want you to formulate a plan on what you're going to do Thanksgiving Day. So that could be getting on Pinterest and making a really cool like little collection can. That could be having a computer set up with the Circle of Hope website where people can either donate or actually even sponsor a kid so that there's an ongoing support of the work that's going on there. And three, which actually should be more like 1 or like come before 1, but I didn't think of that till just now, is to share. So the hashtag Feed Malawi is how we're going to get the word out about this, and also be able to see like the progress. So number 1, tell people that you're going to have an opportunity to be generous. Number 2, set up an opportunity for them to be generous. And 3, share this with friends so that we can get more people in on the journey. Because together, all of us can make a really big difference this Thanksgiving, not just in our waistline. And we can give people on the other side of the world something to be grateful for as we're celebrating all the good things that we have in our life and that we are grateful for. So I hope you guys are with me. You can share this video if you want. You can make your own. Use the hashtag Feed Malawi. You can join the Circle of Hope International Facebook page. The website is COH for Circle of Hope, community.org, and let me know how it goes. Thanks. Bye.